Good
Good
day.
evening.
Welcome to D-Spotlyte. D-Spotlyte, right?
Hey, right.
Your...
This is the inaugural show.
Yes, this is the inaugural show. Place and space to be right now to
That's
talk
right.
about the things in the D. The things that we'd like to spotlight, the things that we are spotting, living, loving, learning in Detroit, the things that we are uplifting in Detroit, our excellence, our youth, our families.
Yeah, and we are your host, and you are?
I am your host, Diamond D.
Ooh, Diamond D.
Who it is, that's who it be.
Ooh. I'm Brother Ribron. Brother Ribron and Diamond D.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and we are here to really uplift and just really have some fun here. You know, this is an election night. So I think this is a good way to kick things off.
Yeah.
And we want to let people know that we are a part of an organization called Detroit Champions for Hope, and we will be talking about that from time to time throughout this ongoing podcast.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm so excited. I'm so very excited about the day, about all of the energies and efforts of the day. People really coming out, even though there have been hundreds of thousands of votes casted, people were still coming out to cast their votes live and in person all throughout the state.
Right. So we want to kick things off with a video. And we got a sister, a really dynamic sister, we'll let her introduce herself, who went to the polls to vote today. And she wants to tell us why that was important to her. So we're going to cue this up and listen to this sister talk to us about her experience today.
Yes. Voting at the polls. Taking those souls to the polls, right?
That's right. One, two, three.
I am Monique Taylor.
Good morning, Monique, and welcome to D-Spotlyte. We are at Mann Elementary School, and today is Election Day. And you decided to come to the polls to vote. Why?
The reason why I decided to come to vote today at the polls is because our ancestors, they fought for us to have the right to vote, and they marched for many of years to get us to have the right to vote. And I made it my business to get up today and come to the polls and vote. I know a lot of people voted early and absentee. I was one of those ones in August who was going to vote absentee, but the ballot did not come. And so since I couldn't trust the mail system, I said I will make it my business to get up and come out to these polls and cast my vote today.
So Monique, did you prepare? Did you study? Did you study your ballot? What did you do to prepare for today?
Actually, I did not receive the ballot, but with Detroit Champions of Hope, they had a series called Hope Who's on the Ballot. And so we did the series for 4 weeks to know who was on the ballot, to be prepared to know who we were voting for, and get background research on the people who we're voting for.
All right, Monique. And do you have a message for people today? We know that people are a little uptight and antsy. Do you have a message for people today after things are over this evening?
I just want you, everybody who is willing, did, and will vote today, that no matter what we go through, our ancestors been through worse, and we are here standing on this ground today because of them. So just vote. No matter who you vote for, vote, vote, vote. That's all we want you to do. Be encouraged to make your voice heard.
All right, thank you, Monique. 1, 2, 3. That was a dynamic sister.
Yes. Monique is an awesome spirit. So, yes.
You know what? So she's with us this evening.
Oh, all right. To continue the journey.
we're going to bring Monique right on in with us to talk about what's going on this evening and get her perspective. Hey, Monique, how are you this evening?
Hello, I'm
Welcome to
here.
D-Spotlyte.
Hey.
You are our first host, and we just got through looking at this dynamic video of you talking about you voting today. How are you feeling right now after today and with things going on?
I'm just proud of myself at this point because I got out here and voted for my ancestors because they fought for us to have this right to vote. And I did just that.
So what are we seeing? Are we seeing any returns right now? I got the TV on, but I got it turned down. What are you hearing, Tamika?
Well, a lot of chatter. A lot of chatter right now is around Florida, because Florida is a key state for Trump. It's very, very red, but they have some key blue counties. They feel like the Republicans did a really great job on getting the Latino vote and focusing in on that demographic. They're also talking about a couple of other key states, being Michigan, one of them, yay,
Yes,
talking about that blue tide turning everything blue here, as well. But we do have some very key counties that are very red, as well as Wisconsin. So numbers we're not expecting to have for Michigan, not tonight, for sure, not tonight.
Well, it's interesting, Monique. You mentioned something today when you went to the poll about what you saw. You remember what you told me about how many people were there?
Yes, it was actually, I was quite shocked when I got there because it was so many cars and so many people out voting. And this is my first time since I've been at this voting poll, to get up there and see these many cars. I always go and can get a parking spot in the driveway. And this time we parking on the street, we parked everywhere, everybody was parked everywhere. It was just great to see that people was out voting today. I really liked that.
So what was it like in the voting room, in the booth? What was it like when you went in there?
It was they had it together. We stayed 6 feet apart from each other. Everybody brought their own pens, and so that made it easier. And also people was knowing who they was voting for early, so it didn't take much time to get in the ballot place and cast your vote. So that was really good too.
Okay. Well, Monique, we thank you for taking time to spend with us in our first D-Spotlyte. You are our first host, first guest, and our first video. So
Yay.
this is great. We really appreciate you taking time. And so tell your friends to join us on D-Spotlyte, and we will make sure that we get this to you.
All
All right.
right.
All right.
Sounds like a
So
plan.
you take it easy, and we will see you next time.
All right. Stay safe, everybody. Please continue to wash your hands and wear your mask.
All right.
Thank you,
Okay.
Monique.
All
Well,
right.
Lady D, she is just dynamite. I mean, she's just one dynamite sister. It's just fantastic the work that she does in the community with Hope Starts Here,
Yes.
and Detroit Champions for Hope.
Yes.
Detroit Champions for Hope, early childhood involvement, early childhood education. One of the things that's important is to make sure our kids are ready and
Yes.
thriving. And
Now, speaking of ready and thriving, did she take her family with her?
her sister went with her.
Okay.
Her
Okay.
sister went with her.
All
Yes.
right. It is
Yes.
important for young people to see people voting, to see that as a practice.
Yeah. So how did you vote, Lady D? Lady
Well,
D, right? I want to I got to remember that. Lady D,
yes.
how did you vote?
Well, my other personality, she went and voted early so that Diamond D could be available today to work
All
the
right.
polls, to be out in the community, to help give communication and direction to folks, and just a real good uplifting spirit. When people come out to vote, I know sometimes you're a little hesitant because the folks are all around and trying to hand you lit and it's COVID and all that, but it's great to be able to hand out a smile, a good morning. Have a great day. Thank you so much for coming out to vote. It's so important. So
Yeah,
how I
that's
feel.
great. My experience was I voted early and voted at
Yeah.
home, but
Okay.
to have the ballot in my hand and to be able to take the time and study that ballot, you know, I really learned that I would rather do that at home than be rushed at the poll. You know, so I was able to do some background research
Right.
on some candidates. A lot of these people I
Right.
didn't even know. Uh,
Google them.
Google
Right.
them, find out info, Ballotopia, you know. So, and then here's the other thing, you know, people need to get to know these people because they're our neighbors. These are people that are, you know, I said all politics is local. So we need to get
Yes.
to know these people. So
Yes.
and be in front of them to say, look, these are our issues, and we need you to support our issues because we put you in office.
That's right. That's right. And then we can close that gap on accountability when we see these
Yes.
people out in the community and we engage with them. And when we're not happy about stuff, I was able to have a conversation with the Republican candidate and just really able to share. And I shared the fact that we need to be able to cultivate an understanding of the common good. And if we can't have a conversation, then we can't have a cultivation. So,
Right. That's so important. That's so
yes,
important.
that is.
You know, so this being our inaugural show, we just wanted to introduce ourselves to the community. And
Yes.
one of the highlight things that we want to be able to do, Diamond D.
Yes. Yes,
Am I
brother
getting it
Rebron.
right? Okay.
Yes, you got it right, brother Rebron. You got it.
is to, what are some action steps? We want to be able to provide people with action steps. And we're not calling it advice. We're not saying that you need to do this, but action steps, because voting was the first step in all these things that we have been doing for the last 4 years, you know, so we
Yes.
got to this point and everybody went out and voted today. But now the real work begins, because whoever is in office, we need to hold them accountable.
That's
We
right.
cannot allow them to just do things to us and we sit back and allow it to happen. Now,
Right.
so we need to stay in the streets protesting, rallying, and keeping these issues going. Well, one thing I think we should do is to get involved in our local communities by getting involved in your block club, your neighborhood
Absolutely.
association, if you're in
Absolutely.
your fraternity, your sorority, your church group, and get involved in issues that are important to you with people that are important to you, and start to learn those issues and push those issues with people that we elect.
Yes. You said it. You said it right. Issues that are important to you with people that are important to you, because nothing is going to continue to drive you than you know, making sure that those people around you that you love, that your community is okay, even if that community starts in your home, because there have been issues I'm sure that we face personally, but I'm sure there are issues that people face, and you being able to take your issue, write a letter, have a phone call, send an email, follow up on that one issue. You'll be surprised at how much responsiveness there is when there is just a constant presence, when you make your presence known. And then when you find out that you're making your voice heard about this one issue, when you're showing up to these places, and then you'll find other people had these issues, and what? Well, we've started this organization and we started a bunch of chain letters and we're going to do this and we're going to have this visit, and it's all around this one issue. And you thought it was just something you were dealing with because you were diligent and you began to show up for the issue. The universe began to show up for you. So,
And that's powerful. You know, we have to begin to understand our power as people. Each one reach one, and we connect with each other to make things happen. So, Diamond D, this has been great. I already
it has.
know what our next podcast is going to be and who our guest is going to be.
You gonna tell me, brother Rebron? We gonna
Brother Willie Bell with the Farm
uh
Project.
Oh, I love that.
He is doing some tremendous things with our young men, our brothers in the community. So we want to go over to his place and have some
Okay.
conversation with him. And we've got footage, some really great footage of the campsite that we want to talk about. So that will be our next podcast
Very exciting.
within the next upcoming weeks. But we want everybody to share this podcast with your friends, to let you know that D-Spotlyte is here, and we will be coming back to you every couple of weeks.
Yeah. This is our rough draft. We're gonna polish it up, keep working on it, but y'all keep supporting, keep showing up. Go check us out. We'll be hanging out in areas where you find Detroit Champions of Hope.
All right. All right. So as we close, do you have any parting words for our friends this evening?
I do, because this is going to be a very tenuous time for all of us these next couple of days. I'm just asking everybody to pack your patience and bring God with you everywhere. You know, bring your God glasses so that when you look at folks, no matter how crazy they acting, you can see some God in them. Let me put the God glasses, my God goggles on. I'm gonna need them this week. I'm gonna need them.
All right. All right, Diamond D.
Yes.
I will see you next time. Good night, Detroit, and we'll see you next time.